Hey Glam Dolls, welcome back to our channel. I hope you guys are all fabulous today. I am actually getting in 2 videos in 1 week. How about that? Go me, yay, hallelujah. It's a new year. So I'm really going to try my hardest to really devote a lot more time like I used to my YouTube channel and really try to grow it this year. That is a goal of mine. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of me. I was stuck in like a creative rut for a little while, and I just let my life get the best of me and get too busy and not devote enough time to my hobby, so I just want to get back to the makeup and being creative and having my little outlet. So I have another foundation review for you guys that I have been trying to get up for about a month now. I have had this foundation, like I said, for a month and have been wanting to review it, but other things just kept coming up. And I've actually filmed it a couple of times and just never got around to editing it. But now it's officially about that time. And other things kept coming up that I wanted to review and do more. So today we are finally going to be reviewing the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. As you guys know, they came out with the Conceal and Define concealer that has been all the rage, and I have been obsessed with this concealer since it came out. It blew Tarte Shape Tape out of the freaking water, and the basic size is only $7 versus Tarte Shape Tape, which is like $20, And then they came out with the super size version of it for $9, and it's just such a great buy, and it's such a great concealer. It's full coverage, doesn't really crease. It's just like a Tarte Shape Tape dupe. And then they came out with this baby, which is just phenomenal. So I am going to be putting this to the test. I have worn it a lot through the month because I don't like doing first impression reviews on foundations because you can't really, it's like a relationship. You can't really get to know a foundation on a first date. You know what I mean? You really got to get in there and get to know it before you know how it's really going to work out with you. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I have a mini little eyeshadow tutorial using the Morphe 39A palette, which is the Dare to Create palette that I've had for a while. Also, I did a few looks with it back in the day and kind of put it away and haven't really used it since. And James Charles came out with his follow-up to this palette, and I have been dying to get my hands on it, and every time I've gone to order it, it's been out of stock. So, I'm just waiting for that baby to come back in stock because I want it and I'm sad, but this is a pretty close second to it. This is such a great palette. It's very similar, lots of color. I love that they put the transition colors in the double-sized pan. So we're going to be doing a little tutorial with this as well today. So let's go ahead and get started with the review and tutorial. I'm going to start with my eyes first since I'm going to be using some bold colors, and I'm just going in with the transition in my crease and right above my crease because I have such hooded eyes that, I've got to take everything up a little bit higher than my crease so we can actually see the colors. And like I said, I'm going in with a bolder look today, so I want to make sure that it doesn't ruin the foundation. So we're doing eyes first. And then I'm going to go in with this darker kind of green undertoned brown. That's one of the transition colors as well. And just deepen up the crease a little bit more and just keep blending and blending that out. And then I'm going to take this kind of warm medium to dark brown right here. And I'm actually putting that right into the crease just to give my crease some definition and taking that on the outer corner as well. And again, just blending and blending and blending till all of those colors all just seamlessly blend together. And now I'm going to cut my crease using the same Makeup Revolution concealer that I love so much. And if you have hooded eyes like I do, use the technique I did. Slather the foundation or the concealer down on your mobile eyelid, open it up really wide, and it's going to stamp exactly where you need to place your concealer and where you need to stop. And then I'm going to go ahead with this really like cool sea greenish bluish color and pack that onto the concealer. It is such a gorgeous color. They have such pretty blues in this palette. And then I'm going to take that dark brown and just go back into the crease and define it just a little bit more, and then go back in and blend out. It's just going back and forth and blending a lot. Now I'm going to take that transition on my lower lash line and just blend that all the way across. It's going to be a transition on the bottom just like we did the top, and blend that into the outer corner. And then I'm going to take this matte dark navy blue and run that along my lower lash line. I definitely had to build up the pigment on this one, and it was a little bit messy, but it got the job done. It wasn't the best blue I've ever worked with, but not bad either. And then I'm going to take this light blue and pop that on the inner corner as my highlight, and just marry that into there. And then I'm going to go on my face now and use the Master Primer from Maybelline, the hydrating one. I really like this one. And now for the main event, the reason why we're all here, I am going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. And it's got a doe foot applicator, which is kind of cool. I like it. You can just go ahead and apply on your face, create lines, do what you got to do. And I'm doing half my face with a beauty blender just to show you where or how it works with a brush and a beauty blender. And I put a little bit too much, so I did use my beauty blender to wipe some of it off. But this foundation is really thick, really full coverage. Like, it is going to completely cover your face. And now on the other half of my face, I'm going to just dunk my doe foot applicator in once, and then we're going to go in with the Morphe Y7 brush. I do have the Y6, but I like that one more for more liquidy foundations. This is the dome like version of that one, and this one's just better for buffing everything out. And usually I like the dome ones for thicker foundations. And normally with a brush, you're going to get a more full coverage application. But I found with this method that the Beauty Blender actually looks a lot more full coverage than the brush side. But I also noticed that the brush side, I had a lot more texture than the Beauty Blender side, which is why I typically use the Beauty Blender. I am going to try to build it up a little bit just to see if you can build it up. It's already such full coverage, but I just wanted to show you guys how it looks if you decide to go in with 2 layers, which is cakey. It's going to look cakey AF, really thick. I don't recommend using more than 1 layer. I don't even know what the hell I was thinking. I normally like to do 2 layers when I'm doing a review, but with this foundation, it definitely did not need 2 layers. It was already super full. And I'm doing the same thing on this side with the Beauty Blender, but I didn't add as much on that side because it already felt so full coverage. As a matter of fact, with this foundation, you don't even need a concealer at all. And by the way, I really like how it looked on the Beauty Blender side. So I just took my Beauty Blender and went over the other side just so that everything looks a lot nicer and a little bit more seamless. Also, if you're wondering why my eyeshadow looks different on this one, like I said, I did film this twice. My footage from the last time I filmed it did not work out, so I was actually grateful that I had the footage from applying this. I did use my Makeup Revolution concealer in the color C1. Like I said, this is such a thick foundation, you really don't even need concealer. You don't need to add any more layers. It covers your soul. But you know, for the sake of a full tutorial, I went in with it. And now I'm just bronzing with my Wet n Wild bronzer in Take Me to Brazil, or Ticket to Brazil. And this is one of my favorite bronzers. If you watch me, you know, this is like my favorite for when I'm a super pale white girl. And I'm just putting that on the outer perimeter, and then I'm going to put the Fit Me setting powder to set the rest of my face, which is all of the center of my face, and just lightly putting that on there. I don't want to put too much because, again, this foundation is so thick. I know that if I do, it's going to end up super cakey. I'm going to then contour with my ABH contour palette because it's really the only contour palette that I use. This foundation was super duper light on me, so I'm trying to bring as much color into my face as humanly possible because this thing has me so washed out. And now I'm just blending it out with my bronzer powder brush and just blending everything all together. And then I'm going to take my ABH Amrezy highlighter and highlight to the gods. This has been my favorite again. I go through such stages with my highlighters. One week, one will be my favorite. Same thing with my setting powders too. I go through favorites of the week and then I'll forget about it and then come back to it. So right now, this is the favorite of the week. And then I'm going to take the blush by Note. Unfortunately, I don't even know what color it is, but it's this gorgeous like peachy rosy color. And now going back to the eyes, I'm just putting some eyeliner, black pencil liner on my waterline and my lash line. And now for mascara, I'm just coating it with my Essence mascara, getting them ready for some falsies. And for my falsies, I finally got to try out the Violet Voss Foam Mink lashes. And they're very, very beautiful, but they have such a thick band, and I don't like that because I have teeny tiny eyes. After this, I'm just going to go straight into my check-ins, by the way. I'm putting on my lipstick now, and then after this, I'm going to go into checking in with you guys. I had to run out the door and didn't get to kind of stop and film like a first, like, you know, check-in review. Okay guys, I look a hot mess right now. My eyes keep watering. I took my boys to the park and my allergies are just killing me. But I wanted to check in with you guys on this foundation. I've been wearing it about 8 hours now. It's really heavy, I'm not gonna lie. It feels really heavy. It's looking very dry and cakey, and I put a lot of moisturizer on before. It's definitely accentuating my pores and the lines, and it's even giving me lines I didn't even really have. So I'm not like the happiest with this so far. But I will continue to wear it because I have to. It's already on. So I'll check in with you guys later today. So we just got back from the park, and I was gonna try to wait and go all day in this foundation, but I can't. We had to leave the park. I'm having a severe allergy attack. My eyes are just like pouring right now. My nose is running, everything, and I just want to take my makeup off right now. But I have had this on for about 9.5 hours now. And now I just want to go in and say it is a long-lasting foundation. So here, that's the plus of it, okay? And the other plus of it is that if you have oily skin, I think that this is going to be a good foundation for you. If you are younger and don't have any texture, this is going to be a good foundation for you. It is very full coverage, but with that being said, it is very thick, and no matter how little you use to blend it out, you still feel like you are wearing a thick mask of makeup, and that's one of the negatives to it. I'm just not comfortable in it. It gave me pores that I didn't even have. It gave me texture I didn't have. It gave me wrinkles I didn't have. It just magnified everything negative on my face. I love the concealer. Makeup Revolution, their products are very, very hit and miss with me. This one is just not for me. I think I could use it as a concealer because it is very full coverage, and I feel like the actual concealer is a little more luminous than the foundation, but I would use this more for a concealer than I would for a foundation. This is just not for me. And I want you guys to take note. Just because something does not work for me does not mean it won't work for you, okay? So some people may love it. This one is not Desi Glam Life approved. I think that's the first time this has ever happened on my channel. Wait, I take that back. There was a Revlon one a while back that I couldn't even make it through, like, filming. It was just garbage. I had to take it off, but this is the first one I've actually worn, and just, it's a no-go. So, sorry, the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation is a no-go from me. And I wanted to let you guys know, this was not just a one-time wear. I have worn this foundation multiple times already, and it just didn't work for me. It wasn't for me. So, I mean, I hate to say it, I hate giving things a bad review because there's so much good from this company, but this just did not work. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, and that is all for today, folks. So I will see you guys on the next review or tutorial, whatever I got planned for y'all. Stay tuned for that. All right, love you guys so much. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you guys soon.